Oh, hey, good evening, good Monday evening to everyone in Internet land, which is also known as the real world, but then sometimes you connect yourself to the internet, unless you're like in Second Life. You know, you remember Second Life? I think they're trying, have you know, okay, first of all, I'm Mr. WarrenHayes, welcome to the Slate. This is where we talk about tonight's wrestling programming that we have on the reg, specifically tonight, since it's December 21st, it's a Monday night. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. Who remembers Second Life? Like, I want to know. You remember it was supposed to be like this immersive 3D world, and you'd create your own avatar, and then you'd go in, and then you'd start meeting people. And I distinctly remember, like, there were major brands who were setting up like virtual shops there, like the Gap, and I don't know why I only remember the Gap right now, but there were like clothing brands, and I think Hugo Boss was in, like, it was supposed to be the future, and I think it still exists, but they're sort of marketing it as a weird kind of like come and have some wild fantasy, not necessarily sexual, it's not a porn game, but like flirtatious fantasy realm kind of thing. I think that's how, because I've been seeing a few advertisements on it, and and then you have like a furry chick, like not a furry, like anthropomorphic tiger woman, just looking over her shoulder like this, she's back to you, she has her back turned to you, and she's giving you one of these, So I'm like, wow, this isn't the Second Life I remembered. Why am I talking about? I don't even remember why we started talking. Look, it doesn't matter. Welcome to the Slate, everyone. Thank you for joining me live here tonight on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. Want to say hello to Carlos, who's here in the chat. We got a nice bunch of people here in the chat. Carlos is here. Jake, Daily Accolade, good to see you. Injection 2K, how you doing? Brian Payne, my man. Got Chris Greenlee here as well. How you doing? William Davis, hello. Jake Bars. That's how, well, you do, 2 R's and a Z. What are you going to do? Bars. Jake Bars. So, hey, I'm enjoying myself already. Alan Quiles. What's wrong with me? Welcome, and Aaron Entertainment as well. It's good to see everyone. Thank you very much for joining me tonight on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. Hey, you know what? Here's something. I want to say a hearty hello to the new members of the Mr. Warren Hayes channel who's supporting the Mr. Warren Hayes show via their memberships on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes, and join it. Check out the emojis. I've switched some emojis around, so you can try them out right now. If you start typing WHS, I don't know, or look in the emoji list, whatever. And I switched one out. I've added a new one. Have a little fun with that. It's not quilt. Hello, DGMC. Good to see you. Aaron Entertainment is here as well. How you doing, Aaron? He says, The Fiend getting burned was the right choice to end TLC. I disagree, but because I sincerely disagree. I think if the match before wasn't the match we got, I probably would have agreed, but I don't think it was a good way to do it. And Jake Bars asks, will we see The Fiend tonight, or will he return at the Rumble? Hey, you know what? This reminds me. Let's start up a poll. Right now, folks. There we go. You can vote right in the chat there. Did you like WWE TLC? Vote just straight ahead. The commands are right there for you. Let me know. Let's vote as I chit chat here, folks. So let us chit chat a bit about what's coming up. I'm not gonna deep dive into TLC today. I'll be talking about it this Thursday on the Mr. Warren Hayes Show podcast, which records, of course, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be talking about it more there, but I mean, we'd be remiss to not say that the ending to TLC was wild. It was not what I was expecting. Pretty sure you weren't expecting that either. So, that's as they say, anything can happen in the WWE. So we'll see how all of this we'll see how this develops. But just like Chris said in the chat, the pay-per-view was a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good show. I had a good time watching. If anything, and I put a tweet out earlier before popping in. I like to get the pulse, right? I like to I like to get the feel of everything, and I kind of feel that I kind of feel like a lot of people thought that it was a very consistent pay-per-view. Maybe not the best WWE has put out this year, but very consistent. And I agree. Right up until the Blazing Inferno match, right up until the murder, there wasn't a bad match on the card. And there was some surprises, but like I said, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. But I agree. I think this was pretty good. Apologies, folks. I don't know why I see some of your votes. Some of you trying to vote, and the bot isn't responding right now. So I apologize for that. Try again when the bot becomes responsive. You'll see Streamlabs pop in and invite you to vote and stuff like that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm sorry for that. But hey, let's take a look at what our friend Evan Wright has to say. He left us a couple of super chats. Thank you a super chat. Thank you very much, Evan. Appreciate it. He says, "How many more Bray characters will WWE kill?" Over under, folks. How many more? Let's tell me, chat. How many more Bray Wyatt characters will WWE kill? Over or under? DGMC says 8. Carlos with a more conservative 3. Okay, I'll read the next super chat and come back to your responses. DGMC in the chat leaves a super chat. Thank you very much. He says, "Can't wait for Bray's new fighter gimmick. Firefighter. Jesus, Warren, words. It's as if English isn't your first language." That's actually pretty funny. He'd come back with, and he keeps the Fiend thing, but he stretches like the Fiend's face over a firefighter helmet. Just like stretches it all across. Say like, "I've come to drag you out of your burning home." And you're like, nah, fucking man. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna take my chances with skin grafts once I'm out of here. I want to say hello to Nikki and Tim Traver. Good to see you, Tim. Well, let's talk about WWE. First and foremost, it seems to me these days I'm starting my streams and we get some bad news. Learned that Kevin Green, former NFL player, NFL Pro Bowler, Kevin Green passed away at the age of 58. Now, why are we talking about Kevin Green here on a wrestling program? Well, Kevin, for wrestling fans, is probably best known for his stint in WCW in the early 90s. Mid 90s actually, when he teamed up with Steve Mongo McMichael, one of the patron saints of the Mr. Warren Hayes show, to take on the NWO. He actually teamed with at some point even with Roddy Piper and Ric Flair against Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac 6 with Sean Waltman in 1997. I think it was at, I want to say, Slamboree. Probably Slamboree. And he, bless his heart, he also had to work with Goldberg. Just for that, we need to anoint him into sainthood. God bless him. 58 years old, man. That is fucking frightening. That is too young. And what a career he had in football as well. May he rest in peace. So quite a shame to lose him, and especially I feel for his family. My condolences go out. It's bad enough to lose someone you love, but just before Christmas, like right in the holidays, that has got to be rough, man. That has got to be super, super rough. So that's it. The over/under for Bray Wyatt, 8-3. That's it. My God, man. I say 2. That would be my over/under. I say they've got 2 more. But you know what's going to happen, right? Here I am saying, I'm going to talk about this on Thursday, and here I am talking about it. You know what's going to happen, though? He's going to come back with a different color scheme. They're going to do the Undertaker thing, where Undertaker disappears, like he dies, gets buried alive, and he comes back, and suddenly he's sporting like just nice little touches of purple. That's what it's gonna be. Or he's going to come back as Alexa, but it's actually going to be Alexa, and she's going to lip sync to Bray's voice. I mean, they can do anything in the Thunderdome. They can do anything in the Thunderdome. Biker Wyatt. Biker Bray. I like that. Okay, all right. Let's get back in. Let's get back on track here. Okay, so okay, according to the preview, the poll is working, folks. Vote the fuck out of that poll. This is the kind of thing. I'm in the kind of energy that if my mom was watching me, she'd be like, "Are you drunk?" And I'm saying, "Mom, I don't drink." She says, "Are you sure you're not drunk?" No, yes, Mom, because you're Irish. I know, Mom. Randy Orton is going to have to address tonight, address what happened in the wake of the Firefly Funhouse, the Firefly Inferno match that happened last night against The Fiend. How will he respond is the question that WWE.com is asking us, ladies and gentlemen. Has Randy Orton finally rid himself of The Fiend? Now, in and about itself, that by asking the question, you've already given us the answer. So, bare minimum, right? Bare minimum, Alexa is going to come out and she's going to be crying. This is what I'm expecting. Alexa's going to come out and she's going to be in tears, and then they're going to start hinting at a return of The Fiend, right? Immediately tonight. But I'll tell you one thing: they're going to sell Bray getting incinerated longer, or at least I hope longer than Sasha sold that Bayley beatdown earlier this year. I say that it's going to be like at least 2 weeks more than what Sasha sold. I mean, it was, that's funny. Evan in the chat says Bo Dallas returns defending his brother. That's funny. I mean, and I know The Fiend is it's not everyone's cup of tea. I kind of dug it for what it was. Anyway, like I said, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. I like, it's not something where I'm like, oh, this was amazing, was great. I think there were problems with it, and I think the main problem that the segment had was the positioning, because the match before ruled. I thought KO and Roman was absolutely fantastic, and that's how you should have ended the show. But I understand why they didn't end with that. And well, look, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. What are you gonna do? Oh, look at this, a super chat by Injection 2K. Thank you very much, Injection 2K. I appreciate it. He says, Orton has to get the Funhouse treatment now. Do Edge/Orton at the Rumble and give Orton the Funhouse treatment at Mania 37. I mean, if we're still stuck on Orton and Edge, sure, absolutely. And here's the thing. And again, I know that the Firefly Funhouse match that we got at WrestleMania last year was absolutely, it was one of the most divisive things I have seen in wrestling in a long time. Personally, I thought it was a great bit of storytelling. It felt like a thank you from WWE to the fans for watching all these years. So if you're going to do the same type of thing where you're going to delve deep into the deep, dark history, and pull out some meta rumors, and this is how people think about Randy Orton, like for realsies. Yeah, that's it. Randy Orton. I said it there. Randy Orton is the guy to do it. Just like Cena was the perfect candidate to do it off the bat. Orton it's the same thing here. He's absolutely the top guy to do this. He's got, outside of his in-ring work, like he has all the shenanigans, the handshakes, the suspension. the Kofi stuff, like he's not a cool guy, and he's always been out for number one. I think it'd be a very, very interesting, very interesting Firefly Funhouse match. DGMC left us a super chat. Thank you very much. GGGG says arson was the only way to follow Roman versus KO proper. Well, yeah, that's hard to argue. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. Because the match was that damn good. I mean, if you didn't practice immolation in the ring after Roman and KO, how are you going to get a reaction? Not entirely. Maybe it is good booking, and I'm just a schlob. It's not exactly rematch central tonight on Raw. Good thing. However, we are getting Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Keith Lee, who's being borrowed from the Performance Center to come back up on Raw. They're going to be fighting AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison in a 6-man street fight. So, yeah. I'm wondering. No, look at here we go. Well, one day after The Miz cashed in his Monday. Let me start over again. One day after The Miz cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to insert himself into the WWE title, table, ladder, and chairs matches WWE TLC. My God, can they not write concise copy? Jesus. WWE champion Drew McIntyre will join forces with his best friend Sheamus _ and Keith Lee, who's just wasn't Keith Lee Drew McIntyre's best friend when he got called up? Right? Weren't they palling around? Or when he had like the NXT title, when Keith was still NXT champion. I'm not making this shit up. Right? Yeah. Best friendshiphood in WWE is very, very flaky. So yeah, they'll be facing Miz Morrison and AJ Styles tonight. So in the street fight. So to me, like I thought that the Universal title match, the WWE title match last night, the opener, was very well handled, despite all the shenanigans that they wanted to add into it. I thought it was pretty good. So, I mean, what do you do moving on here? You start sowing the seeds of Drew and Sheamus fighting each other? Wouldn't that have been the thing? I think that's what you do. I think that's your big title match for the Royal Rumble, I think. Or, I mean, God bless if they do what's the word I'm looking for? Long-term storytelling, when I think about WWE and long-term storytelling. And like push this further. Like, I don't think Drew and Sheamus is a WrestleMania match, but if you wanted to extend the friendship and do a Sasha and Bailey with this, I'd be cool with it. But short term, I mean, if they do it right, and like I said, they don't even have to hate each other. It could be a respect battle, and that in itself would be fresh. Anyway, so that's the thing. It's hard to get excited about these matches, but look, it's as I've been saying for the past few. If WWE focuses on wrestling and letting their wrestlers be wrestlers and do the wrestling things, Raw becomes very, very enjoyable. It's when it starts relying too heavily on shtick, on storyline, on 90-second squashes for no apparent reason other than to forward something. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that some odd noises. Sorry about that. There's a lot of stuff that you could, there's a lot of stuff if WWE really went in more heavily into the wrestling presentation, it'd be fantastic. Evan Wright left us a super chat. Thank you very much, Evan. He said, I have a hard time understanding how WWE makes it so hard to book a face. Drew and KO have no friends? Well, DB helped KO weeks ago. Daniel Bryan helped KO weeks ago and nothing. Drew, if anything, I agree. There's the two problems, two of the problems that WWE have with building babyfaces, especially babyface champions, is suddenly, your babyface champions all become very generic and smiling, and they have to they have to smile and be witty. Suddenly here come the quips, instead of just letting their personalities go. Why did Asuka suddenly become a smiling, happy-go-lucky champion when, just before that she was like, ha ha ha, I laugh at your pain, Asuka, kind of, so that's, one of the problems. And, the fact that they don't have friends is part of it as well. But, like in Vince McMahon's alpha male view of things, alpha males, they don't have friends. They don't need friends. They can handle all of this shit on their own, right? If anything, though, Kevin Owens, and he's brought it up himself, and Kevin is always good at connecting dots and filling in the potholes where WWE doesn't. He basically says, he said this in interviews and all over the place. He said, as for me, I've brought this on myself. I don't have friends because I was never a good friend. I've always, turned my back on my friends. I've always double-crossed them, backstabbed them. So now it's like, well, what are you going to do? I agree a couple of weeks ago, Daniel Bryan helped them out, but maybe Daniel is like, I'm going to cool it on this Kevin Owens dude because I'm not quite sure on him. So that's it. But Drew has a friend. Sheamus. Like, honestly, at some point during TLC last night, I would have been like, where the fuck is Sheamus? Why doesn't Sheamus just come in and at bare minimum get rid of John Morrison? You know what I mean? Like, just knock John Morrison the fuck out. But no, it's not an alpha male thing, Whereas, everyone needs a support system, god damn it. DGMC left a super chat. Thank you very much. Again, DGMC says, would Otis keeping the briefcase to get squashed by Roman during his cash-in been better? No. I think, I don't think so. And ultimately, if they just wanted, in hindsight, putting the briefcase on Otis was only a good idea if Otis had been able to challenge for a tag team title, which honestly I thought we were going to get. And I was going like, dude, this is going to be so fresh. This is different. Let's do this. But ultimately, if this was the plan, because, I use air quotes because WWE and plans require forward thinking. Am I right? Don't forget, if the plan ultimately was to have the briefcase lost and not allow neither Roman or Drew to lose to a cash-in, better off it'd be Miz than Otis, because I think it would have hurt Otis a lot more than Miz, who right now is a perennial loser, so who gives a fuck? So that's my point. Robert Sterling, hello, welcome to the chat, and we got another super chat from Evan Wright. Thank you very much, Evan. Very generous of you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Everyone donating tonight, I appreciate it quite a bit. It says, do you guys hear that? It's like someone's renovating. It's weird. Ivan Wright says, I say we make this a BTE review stream. Today's BTE was probably one of the best that they've done in months. I think BTE is extremely hit or miss. Especially if you, like I, watched BTE back when the Elite were still in New Japan and it was really fucking special, Now it's like, not that it's not special, but it's not always golden. There was a time you could not miss BTE. These days, it's like, oh, well, there's some good stuff. But the Christmas stuff with the Dark Order, Frankie Kazarian getting visited by the three ghosts of Christmas, my God, today was extra special. If you haven't seen it, or if you're not a fan of BTE, I swear you'll be into this. It was that good. Angel Reed, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. We also get tonight WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Charlotte Flair and Asuka. They're going to be kicking off the show. Is it going to be in a match? Of course not. What are you talking about? Talking about starting Raw with the match? What do you want from us? Are you? No, they're going to come into the ring and they're going to give us a whole bunch of exposition. And it's come on, folks. Raw starting with the match. It's not gonna be a match. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Charlotte returned last night. In case you didn't know, I'll talk about this more on Thursday. But quite simply put, I think we're all better off with Charlotte being on TV and wrestling than not. This is something I sincerely believe. But great conclusion to the Lana storyline, wouldn't you think? They didn't even have like Lana hobble to the ring on crutches to smack Nia Jax in the back. Like nothing. Hope to God you didn't get too invested in Lana, because this is the situation. This is what happened. So stupid. And we get the Hardy Bros. I am not getting behind this. I am Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle calling themselves the Hardy Bros. No. I'm not. This is not endorsed by WarrenHayes. The Hardy Bros as a tag team name. This is not. No. Burnham Designs, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. But this is not endorsed. And they're going to settle some Hurt Business. What the fuck does that? Are they having a match? Let's read the thing really quick, okay? After Riddle accompanied Jeff Hardy to end the New Day to ringside for the six-man tag match last week on Raw, the original Bro will team up with the charismatic Enigma as the Hardy to face off with Universal. Okay, so they are having a match with Bobby Lashley and MVP of the Hurt Business. Okay, cool. But Jesus Christ. Now, how many iterations of this are we going to have going into the Royal Rumble?
They say Jesus, also called Jesus Christ, Jesus of Galilee, or Jesus of Nazareth, born c. 6 to 4 BC, Bethlehem, died c. At 30, Jerusalem, religious leader revered in Christianity, one of the world's major religions.
Thank you, Google.
Glad you found me helpful. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Helpful wouldn't be the word I would use here. Surprising, I think that's something. I don't know. If they continue to push Bobby Lashley as a tip-top star, I think I'm okay with this. Otherwise, folks, vote in the poll. We got a few seconds left before we have to sign off and head on over to Raw. So vote if you haven't already. You can even change your vote if you want to. Just by voting for something else. Evan Wright left us a super chat. Thank you very much, Evan. He said he's wasted zero time putting a title on Charlotte. I know this is a nitpick with people, but I mean, I don't mind. That's what Charlotte is. That's what she exudes. That when Becky comes back, do we want to wait for 69 months? Why did I say 69? I'm sorry. Why did I decide? Google, why did I say 69? Hey Google, why did I say 69?
On the website dictionary.com, they say The term is found in a 1790 French work, The Whore's Catechisms, attributed the revolutionary figure Théroigne de Méricourt.
Okay.
Described as Soir 9 or 69.
Guys, enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight. Join the MrWarrenHayes Discord. Come watch us live with us. It's a silly time. It's good times to be had by all, and be sure to come back on Thursday. And Wednesday as well, before those two other shows. What the fuck am I doing tonight? Bye, everyone. DGMC left us a super chat. Thank you very much, DGMC. Says, imagine if Charlotte puts over Lana. Now that would shut up a lot of people. Good night, everyone.